Hey everyone, we're here for another quick conversation for the long haul of leadership with Tod Bolsinger, and we're looking at a quote from Terry A. Smith today, episode 266, The Church as Shalom Maker. And here's what Terry A. Smith said. He said, I work so hard to make sure that we keep the main thing, that we don't get caught up in things that keep us from who we are supposed to be as one body in Christ. One more time. I work so hard to make sure that we keep the main thing, that we don't get caught up in the things that keep us from who we are supposed to be as one body in Christ. So, Tod, he's talking about keeping the main thing. How do you recommend that leaders discern what is for them and for their churches, their organizations? What is the main thing?
Yeah, it's such a great question, Marcus, because I think we all assume everybody agrees. I think we all just assume we all know what the main thing is. Let's keep the main thing. We all cheer. Ask people. Yeah. So what do you think the main thing is?
Yeah.
We have wildly different views. I actually recommend that one of the first questions people ask is the question, so what's our purpose?
Yeah.
What's the reason we exist? What's the most important thing about us? We have a little book called The Mission Always Wins. We teach people how to write an 8-word mission statement. Yeah. They only get 8 words. And when we realize is the most powerful part isn't writing the statement, it's getting aware of all the contradictory missions that all of us think the church is about or the organization's about.
Yeah.
And so the first thing we got to get is discernment. What is the main thing?
Yeah.
And that starts by having really candid conversations where we acknowledge that we might all be in this church for really different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have to get clear on what that is.
Yeah. It's interesting, as you're saying, we all think we know the main thing. It's Jesus, right? Well, that's great. And he is, right? But that doesn't give us direction. It doesn't tell us what the next step is So let's dig a little more into this idea of with the focus of perhaps an 8-word mission statement. We did actually a whole conversation about this maybe about a year ago or so, but maybe just in the last couple minutes of this, help us understand, okay, so if the main thing can be captured in an 8-word mission statement, how do we get that kind of clarity? What's the work perhaps briefly involved in that?
Yeah. So to get clear on our mission, a mission statement is not a marketing statement. It's not, I would say it's a tool, not a t-shirt. And it's a tool for making decisions. Yeah. So how do we decide what we're going to do? Are we going to put money here or there? We going to hire staff? We're not going to hire staff. We're going to invest in this ministry, not that one. It's like, how do you make decisions? The first thing you have to get clear on is it's the 8 words are built around 3 things. Verb, what is it we do? Target, who are we doing it for? And impact, what's the difference? Verb, target, impact. We say start the conversation with the who. Who are we called to reach? Who are we called to impact? Whose lives are we called to change? Let's get really clear on that. And that's a hard conversation because most of us want to say everyone, the world, the universe, even our neighbors. Well, okay, which of our neighbors? And think of it like a target where the bullseye is the center. And there's some other rings. You don't have to be right in the center to be on target. But we should get really clear on who that is. Yeah. And once we get clear on that this is our purpose, what we also got to get clear on is what is our value. So it's the ways and we're going to do that. So one of the things I often tell lots of leaders these days is most of us were told the main thing was a vision. I have a vision for ministry and transformation that we're going to make in the world. I think vision is overrated. I think we live in a world that is filled with fog and confusion. Yeah. But values, that gets us clear on what's never going to change. And mission, that gets us clear on why we exist, why these values are needed in the world. Yeah. And if you get those 2 things right, I think you have the main thing. Here's our values and here's our mission. Yeah. And now keeping that the center, we can start making every other decision.
Yeah, and it makes decision-making much easier, I would think, or at least, what do you think, easier, or what do you think?
Simpler.
Simpler, okay.
Yeah. Jim Collins and Jerry Porras said, once you are clear on what should never change, then you have to get prepared to change everything else. And it's that changing everything else that gets really hard.
Wait, say that one more time.
Once you get clear on what should never change, here's our values, here's our mission, then get clear on changing everything else.
Yeah.
Get ready to change everything else. And that's where it gets hard.
That's hard. But that's the work. That's the work. Yeah. Here's the quote one more time from Terry A. Smith. He said, "I work so hard to make sure that we keep the main thing, and that we don't get caught up in the things that keep us from who we are supposed to be as one body in Christ."